Thank you. Good evening, and thank you for that wonderful introduction and for having me here this evening as one of your champions for national service. I am deeply honored to accept this award from Voices for National Service, in part because I'm deeply awed by the incredible work your members do to support communities across our country and carry on a strong tradition of national service. You know, throughout our history, people choosing to roll up their sleeves and help their neighbors and strengthen their communities have been a force for positive change. And federal investments to support and encourage them have time and again made our country a better place. Thanks to the work of the many service programs that you all represent, that tradition continues today. Reading Partners opens the world to young heroes. Health Corps helps people get the education and access to the care they need to keep the world open to them. Habitat for Humanity builds homes and communities for those most in need, while the American Red Cross, the Corps Network, and other disaster response organizations, you can applaud for that, help rebuild after tragedies. All of you represent programs that fight against poverty and hunger and inequity and for healthy environments, accessible education, and economic opportunity. And the organizations that you represent are often on the front lines of national crisis like the opioid epidemic or natural disasters. Those programs provide so much for our communities and also for all the individuals who participate in them, from volunteers who find new opportunities to grow as they get new experiences and find their passion and earn scholarships that help them get the money they need for higher education, to our elderly volunteers like those in the Senior Corps who enjoy seeing their communities continue to grow and thrive. You know, last year in my home state of Washington, more than 6,600 Washingtonians participated in national service, and more than 1,000 locations across my state, where they were able to get involved in our communities at schools and food banks and homeless shelters and health clinics and youth centers, veterans facilities, the list goes on. And I would like to recognize representatives from Serve Washington and the Washington Conservation Corps here in the audience. Stand up and tell us where you are. And they have a lot of stories to share about the great things that happen in our state. And I know there's so many other volunteers across the country. You know, each year AmeriCorps helps mobilize around 2 million volunteers. Senior Corps helps tutor over 250,000 children. And the Corporation for National and Community Service supports students in 12,000 schools, 1 in 10 public schools in our country. That is an incredible reach, and we know it has an incredible impact in our communities, which is why I am incredibly proud to fight for the investments in national service that we know return $4 to our communities for every dollar that's spent. That is why I've been proud to fight with all of you for these investments. You know, last year that it was proposed to cut these fundings. We did it the opposite way. We increased the funding for these programs. So I'm so glad that there is such great bipartisan support for this, and I want to thank my colleagues on both sides of the aisle who have joined us to champion investments in national service. And I also want to thank Comcast, NBC Universal, and CSK for sponsoring this event. And most importantly, I want to thank Voices for National Service and the many organizations and individuals they represent, not just for the awards, but for the incredible work you do to support programs that give our communities, all of them, a brighter future. Thank you for what you do.